Welcome. So, are you ready to talk about feeling like you're constantly being knocked out of alignment and having to bring yourself back? I have been hearing this so much lately that it was time to do a video on this. So, if you don't know me, my name's Laura Mazzata. I've been a holistic therapist in New York for 20 years. I'm an Akashic Records channel and a consciousness mentor. And I bring you Akashic updates and wisdom that comes from higher dimensions to be able to guide this human experience. And one of the human experiences that has been presenting a lot, not only in my own life, but in those of my loved ones and almost every single one of my clients, is this concept of getting knocked out of alignment and then having to keep bringing themselves back in. And it's like, okay, I get distracted by the human sauce. I keep seeing things in the 3D. I keep feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm attached to the outcome. I keep getting sucked back into nervous system patterns. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, right. I have to reconnect to source. Right. I have to reconnect to source. Right. I need to reconnect to source. And like, that's good. I think it's brilliant to have the awareness of that's really our source of everything is source. So to continue to bring ourselves back to source is a brilliant practice, but it can get exhausting as well. So there's a couple things I want to speak to on this. One is just the general energetic climate right now. Cosmically, we have had ridiculous shifts since the middle of December and even prior to that a little bit. But with the transition over to 2024, there's been a lot of like creating new foundations energy, like literally rewiring the foundations of who we are. So there's been a lot of that. And what that is showing us are like old patterns from when we were younger, particularly adolescents, that are showing up either as emotions or thought patterns or belief systems that are ready to leave, that are ready to be seen and leave. Okay. So that's great because that shows that we're expanding, but we can feel like we're going a little crazy and feel like we're losing it. And like we're on this roller coaster of getting knocked out of alignment, coming back into alignment, getting knocked out, coming back in. The other piece is that we are aligning more and more to universal energy. As a collective, we are aligning more to the universal frequency. And as we do this, we are going to feel more of the energetic waves more palpably. Because think about the intensity of the universe, the intensity of the energy of the universe, right? It's immense. It's absolutely immense. That exists within us. And we are a part of that. And so we need to recognize that as we get closer to matching the universal frequency and connecting more intimately with our relationship with higher dimensions and higher dimensional energy, we are going to feel these waves of energy more palpably. And we get to view them as such. We don't have to create meaning. We don't have to necessarily think, oh, this means I'm regressing, or I can't seem to keep myself in alignment, or any of these things, right? It's calling for a different level of spiritual hygiene because you're meeting yourself at a higher level of consciousness. It's also calling you into a higher level of ownership and personal authority of the fact that your vibration is your entire responsibility and really your only responsibility on this planet. Because when you're able to actualize and maximize that, everything else extends from there. So continuing to come back to your vibration, right? But sometimes we can feel like, oh, you know what? Like I'm really trying hard and I just can't feel like I'm holding it. And this is where the second thing I want to share with you before I give you these reasons why we keep getting knocked out of alignment is that you get to hold both at the same time. This is the chance that you have to recognize that you can hold frustration or confusion or feelings of defeat in the human at the same time that you have absolutely unwavering full confidence in the fact that this is the preparation for what's coming next. We are being prepared, my friends. We are planting seeds and we are being prepared because there's a huge opening energetically in 2024. Everything that does not match that needs to go. Okay. And a lot of this is not going to be your own decision. It's just going to energetically come up and process through your field. Okay. And the other piece here is that, we need to realize that we have accepted, we've risen our hands and said, I've accepted this path. Like I'm here for it. Right. And that's amazing. That's amazing. And I want you to honor yourself for that while you recognize, like, I didn't choose this path by accident, right? I'm being led into something bigger because the intensity of what is showing up now as you release is a perfect match for the intensity of what's coming into you. And the intensity of what's coming into you is the intensity of expansion, love, abundance, connection, health and wellness, energy levels, right? Like you are expanding your capacity to hold more right now, and that is not comfortable. That makes the physical body twitch. That makes the physical body feel like, oh, wait, I'm holding all of it. Oh my gosh, twitch, 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 right? And your nervous system's like, oh my gosh, this is a lot at once. Yes, it is a lot, right? There's a lot of intensity coming forward, but you're not going to be given anything you can't handle, right? And so it's knowing that that intensity is simply that. It's just energetic intensity from the universe. It's not good or bad. And it matches the level of intensity of what you're going to be carrying as your arms are more open wide because you have expanded your capacity to hold energy in general. Okay. So being present with this energy that's coming up, meeting it and allowing it to build. It's okay. You can handle it. Trust yourself. Trust that you have resources available to you. Trust that you have people you can access, that you have spirit guides that you can access to assist you and support you as your capacity expands and you hold this intensity and you turn towards these feelings that are coming up and just allow them to build. Allow them to build. Allow them to speak to you, to have a voice, to share. And you'll notice that wave becomes a little bit less intense, right? Like not so up and down. It's still going, but it's less intense. Okay. All right. So the reason that it's so helpful for us to be able to tune into this concept of coming out of alignment, coming back to alignment, it could become this frantic nervous system exercise of I have to get myself into alignment, which is very perfectionistic. Instead, it's like, what if you agreed that you've done enough? Like you're connected enough. Right now, you're connected enough to source and you're being present with your human experience. Okay. So I don't want you to be perfectionistic about bringing yourself into alignment, but the benefits of doing these few things that I'm going to be telling you to do today are to be more present, to be less preoccupied, to feel less scattered. Right? You can hold both and feel less scattered about it. That's the thing. It's like, I can hold this duality. I can recognize the intensity. I can be appreciative of all this energy that you've just talked about, Laura. But the fact is, I'm still freaking out, right? Like I still feel really scattered. I still feel really preoccupied all the time. How do I ground that? How do I anchor that more so that I can experience these things and have this conscious understanding of, okay, I'm holding both. I can have faith in what's coming, but how do I also attend to my humans so that I can become more present? Because the more present we are in the now, the more present we are with what's coming forward now, the more sovereign we're going to feel, the more sustainable this alignment is going to become for us over time. Okay? So if you're getting knocked out of alignment and feeling really, really scattered or preoccupied, there's 3 things that I will suggest that are coming forward for you. Okay. One is nervous system dysregulation, which we just touched on a little bit, right? This is when you're like dipping into the wounded parts of you and they're kind of taking over. Instead of giving them that space to chat and share what they're feeling and then redirecting them and saying, okay, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing what's on your mind. This is actually where we're going now. So come on, I'm going to take your hand. This is where we're going. And you're kind of reparenting yourself and you're guiding your nervous system. You're honoring it. You're giving it its space to say its thing. You're offering yourself patience, compassion, and grace during this process. And then you're parenting your nervous system. I don't want you to spend too much time sitting around and soothing your nervous system. We can do that temporarily when we give it a space to speak, but we can get to the point of coddling where we then get stuck and stagnant. Okay. So it's like attend to the nervous system, give it attention, acknowledge its presence, listen to its words, and then we're going to move into a different direction. And you're going to do this consistently. Okay. To show you that, yeah, you see those wounded parts of you and you're willing to hear them out, but you are committed and devoted in an unwavering way to who you are becoming and not who you've once been. Your nervous system has been brilliant because it's kept you safe and it's really kept a lot of patterns in place that have made you feel like that is what will keep you safe. But a lot of those are conditioned. A lot of those are connected to old conditioning and societal patterns that have been handed to us that said this is the right way of doing things, right? So nervous system dysregulation is one of them. And the beautiful thing is that nervous system regulation is automatically going to happen when you do these other 2 things that I tell you about as well. Okay, so that's why I brought that one up first, is because yes, that can arise, and it's just about like being with ourselves, offering ourselves breath, bringing in the practices if we need to, but then moving beyond. Because the number one thing that's going to get you out of a stuck space is taking action, right? Like taking action in a direction towards who you are becoming. Okay. So the second thing that I will share that you can do to assist yourself with this being present and less preoccupied and scattered when all this intensity is hitting and you feel like you're getting knocked out of alignment and keep having to bring yourself back is having a consistent, immersive spiritual anchoring practice. So if you are not consistently doing something, it doesn't necessarily have to be on a daily basis. Don't be too hard on yourself. But I would say most days out of the week, like 5 out of 7 days would be ideal. They can be different every day. You can do Qigong one day, journaling another day, meditation another day, prayer another day, chanting another day, right? Connecting with a spiritual community another day, whatever feels good to you, intuitive dance another day. Pick it, pick whatever you want to pick. Okay. But the importance is the intention, and that you're not just doing this to check it off your list, that when you're connecting with these practices, you're allowing yourself to deeply immerse enough that you can feel it. You can palpably feel the energy. You can palpably feel the connection. And if you're not in your there on your spiritual path yet, where you can palpably feel things, that's okay. That's okay. Just consistently do it. And I promise you that palpable part will show up, especially as you start to bring these practices down into the body and you're incorporating the body into your practices, whether it's breath work or movement. Okay. Because a lot of us do our spirituality in the head or from the heart up. And we want to really anchor that down into the body. Okay. Because that's where it's going to come online as more sensation. And sometimes that sensation can feel daunting, especially if we have a history of trauma, which is where the nervous system dysregulation comes in. These all kind of feed one another, these components I'm talking to you about. Okay. Because the anchoring practice too, you can anchor in Mother Earth. You can anchor within yourself. You can anchor in source. You can anchor in a guide or an angel. You can anchor in the Akashic records, right? There's so many different places that you can anchor your energy where you're really creating an energetic space for whatever's flowing in to anchor, to expand, to settle, to create form in the 3D, right? So it's not just about having a consistent spiritual practice. It's about making sure it's immersive, to sink in deeply enough. Okay. Because that is so stabilizing and that is really going to center your energy. And if you have any questions about that, you can ask me, or you can grab my ebook that's in the description here, because that allows you to really have like, it's kind of like a workbook, to be honest with you, because it allows you to put all these intuitive practices together and decide what roadmap really works for you when you're immersing in spiritual practice, so that it feels really, really aligned with your natural energy and what feels good for you. Okay. And the third thing I'll tell you, this is the biggest one. The third thing I'll tell you is energy leaks. This is huge. And it's particularly huge right now. If you are somebody who keeps getting knocked out of alignment and keeps having to bring yourself back, I can guarantee you without a shadow of a doubt that you have energy leaks, right? What are these? Like boundaries, really. That's really where energy leaks are, is boundaries. And where do boundaries come in? It's not like, oh, well, I'm setting boundaries with this person, this person, this person, that person. It's I'm setting boundaries for myself. I know what I'm available for and what I'm not available for. I can tell when I'm heading into a conversation or a situation, or I'm about to go do X, Y, and Z. I tune into whether this feels resonant in my body or whether it feels dissonant in my body. So I'm going to read you a couple questions that I channeled earlier as I was connecting to this. What are you available for? This is a question that I want you to reassess every week right now with how fast this energy is moving, even more often than that if you want. What are you available for? What are you not available for? Because we are expanding so quickly right now that those answers are going to change on a very regular basis. Your boundaries are going to keep getting up leveled. And then you're going to set boundaries. You're going to be like, oh yeah, I feel so good. I'm so proud of myself. Like I set my boundaries, my energy leaks are cool. And then you're going to keep expanding. You're going to be like, oh shit, I got to upgrade my boundaries again. Right? Why? Because you are so devoted to your vibration. Remember what I said earlier, your only responsibility is really to master your vibration. Is mastery something we're completely going to get to in this lifetime? Maybe, maybe not. But we're certainly going to be devoted to the actualization of a higher frequency when we're on this path, right? And so it's about you being clear, what is my field? What is my frequency currently available for? Because you know that when you actualize the highest frequency that's available to you in this moment, that's aligned with your current energetic presentation, you are going to attract what is meant for you. You are going to receive with greater ease. And you're going to know with full clarity what is for you and what's not. Because if it feels like, that option doesn't feel expansive and free and open and joyful, not your option. Because the question is sometimes not just, does this match where I am, but does it expand me? That's an extra layer of upgrade, right? Not just, oh, this feels good and this is nice, but it's like, okay, a lot of things can feel nice. Does this make me want to like jump out of my skin with excitement because it's totally expanding who I am? That's what I want to put my energy into. And right now we're being asked to be extremely discerning about where we place our energy. Okay. Really allowing ourselves to be in that place of, I am placing my energy where I can step into my highest level of self-actualization. Because when you do that, your vibration is going to be so magnetic that you're going to impact more people. Okay. All right. Another question that I wrote down around this energy leak piece. If you're honest with yourself, where are you not super jazzed to engage and invest your energy? If you're honest with yourself, where are you not super jazzed to engage and invest your energy? Like in relationships, you can love somebody, but not really want to invest in them in the current moment. You can be like, I love them. They're so wonderful. I love them. Like we've had such a good story together and da 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 da. But right now, I don't know why. I don't want to message them back. Or I'm not feeling drawn. Like I don't have anything to say to them, or I don't really feel like answering their phone call. That's okay. Right? That's okay. You're allowed to love them and be like, listen, like right now, I'm just in a space, dude. I'm just in a space where I'm just really like cultivating my own vibe. You don't have to use those words if you don't want, but just like really, really introspective, and just like being with myself, being with spirit. And yeah, I'm really enjoying the luxury of space right now. And you're going to need more of that. Spaciousness is the new vibe. The more spacious you are, the quicker you're going to accelerate the actualization of your soul's frequency, right? So where are you engaging and investing your energy you're not super jazzed about? It's not just like, oh, this is nice. When I do this, it feels good. But it's like when I put energy into this, holy crap, the return on my energetic investment is like tenfold, right? Like I'm just soaring. And that's the thing. It's like, we're getting to that point where it's no longer about just giving and receiving. There is a level of reciprocity there, right? There is a level of reciprocity that we desire because of the level at which we're investing. The higher level of consciousness we have, we invest deeper and deeper, and we go there fast because we can see that our discernment is so sharp. We can see into things so quickly for people, right? And so that is funny because it's like, I can be giving the same amount of energy as Joe. We're both giving the same amount of energy to each other, but I could be giving a ridiculous level of depth in my energy, and his could be like fairly flippant and shallow, right? I hate the word shallow, but you know what I'm trying to say. So it's like, it's not just the amount of energy. It's not just an apples to apples things. It's like, is the depth being matched, right? And it's like, you want to choose people who are going to match the depth that you're currently operating in and that you desire to operate in and who you're becoming. All right. And then my last question with this part is, where are you feeling resonance and dissonance or struggle energy? Like in your life, if you sit down and you go through your relationships, the situations you find yourself in, the environment you spend your time in, all of this stuff, and you kind of run through this in your inner vision and connect to it energetically. What is feeling resonant and what is feeling like a little bit more struggle bussy and dissonant or confusing or extra trying energy or extra effort, right? Things are going to get to become easier and easier for us as we actualize this new paradigm frequency. Okay. So cleaning up your energy leaks is absolutely paramount. I've had to do this in my life recently, multiple relationships. People that I really love, but I'm like, I love you so much. And I so appreciate where you are on your journey. And I love you. And I'm going to continue to love you. And I'm going to continue to connect with you. But in terms of my energetic investment and the depth of my energetic investment, I'm going to be very, very clean about where I place that right now. And that's only going to grow as I continue to expand. Okay. So let me know how this is feeling for you. But these are the pieces: nervous system dysregulation, consistent, immersive, spiritual anchoring practice. Don't you love these little emojis that are like showing up on the screen now on Zoom? I don't know why this is happening, but apparently they liked that one. So yay. If anybody has an answer for why random balloons go across my screen when I'm recording a Zoom, I would love it because I haven't Googled it yet. Anyway, and the third thing is the energy leaks. Okay. Not being clear about your boundaries with other people, but your boundaries for yourself, for maintaining your highest frequency. Things will happen. And I'm just like, yeah, I appreciate this person's experience. I appreciate what they're going through, but like, I'm not going to engage in that. Like, that is not bringing me my highest joy right now. Right. And there are some things that are going to reflect an aspect of myself that is more shadowy or that is more subconscious or something that I have not had in my conscious awareness, that are elements of myself that are coming up to be seen and released. And yes, I will be with those. And yes, I will process those with people. And yes, I will be present with that stuff. Right. So that my joy can be even bigger and more expansive. Okay. But this whole knocked out of alignment thing it becomes a nervous system dysregulation. Okay. And I don't want this to become a chase for alignment, because that's going to defeat the purpose and you're going to burn yourself the hell out. You are. Okay. So this is about choosing your joy, choosing your vibration first and foremost. And the best way to do this is to start with these three things: nervous system regulation, consistent, immersive, spiritual anchoring practice, and energy leaks. Closing up those energy leaks. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Akashic Immersion starts on March 8th. You can check out the link in the description of this video. And I'm always available if you want to drop comments or shoot me an email at emergehealingandwellness@gmail.com. And we can jump on a call and get to know each other a little bit better. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this ascension and expansion at this time, and being on this spiritual path and receiving these words and opening your heart to this energy. It's really, really beautiful. Yes, it's very, very intense and can be a little bit crazy making at times, but we're all in this together. And the expansion is so gorgeous and so much more exponential than the temporary discomfort. That I promise you. All right, I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. Bye.